That's me, lost for words. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Bit different. I flew into Las Vegas yesterday, and after picking up a lot of supplies from Dick's Sporting Goods, which is one of my favourite shops, I needed to get some food and gas and so on. So I obviously couldn't bring a gas canister with me on the flight. I'm now well on my way to the Grand Canyon. I'll stop looking at the camera or someone will have a word with me, but my phone is fixed. I've enjoyed, well, it's been I set off at just after 1 AM this time, which is obviously quite late UK time, and I know I've been missing some incredible scenery in the dark, so hopefully I'll be able to take it in once I start coming back towards Vegas behind me. But I've got a real adventure planned. I'm going to the south rim of the Grand Canyon, to Grand Canyon Village, and I'm going to walk down what's called the Bright Angel Trail, and that goes from the rim right down to almost the bottom of the canyon. And I've been really lucky excuse me, in that I entered a lottery to get a spot at a small campsite. You choose various campsites that you want to go to, and the rangers choose it for you by fax, so I had to work out how to send a fax. Eventually did that, and I got a space, and I feel really lucky because they are extremely sought after. So down the Bright Angel Trail, I've got my gear in the back, I'll go through that in due course. But next thing is, oh, you should see these views. Next thing is to get to the canyon, hopefully getting there nice and early before the crowds, get a parking space, and just get my bearings and be on our way. But for now on, well, but from now I'm just going to take in these views, take in this incredible sunrise, and I've got 109 miles to go, so it's 1 hour 48 time, and we'll be at the Grand Canyon. Really looking forward to it. Well, I'm here, and I've just had a glimpse from the car, and wait till you see this. Well, I hope the video is giving it justice. Will you just look at that? I'm rarely lost for words. It is just incredible, and I'm really looking forward to this walk. I just hope it's doing it justice. It's just a sheer drop, a mile down. After all that drive and seeing, you know, nothing but just sort of flat lands and forest, and then suddenly you're here. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to have a little bit of an explore and then start my hike. What a daft hat. Well, it's functional. It's going to be quite a baking heat today. covered in sunscreen and about to start the way. I'm just at the beginning of the Bright Angel Trail now. I think quite a few other people have got the same idea, which is fine. It's probably the most well-known route down into the canyon, and I'm just going to enjoy it. So let's kick off. So I'll get some miles under my belt now, but basically the route takes in a long snaking wide path down this gully here into eventually towards the basin of the canyon, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad, and there's a few people around, I'll tell you that. Right, onwards. Well, that's not something you see every day. There are these trails of mules that take supplies down to the ranger stations and also the campsites. And they move pretty fast. I thought I was well ahead of it because I heard it behind. But they caught up with me, and it must be very short-footed because it's quite rugged. But I've just got some trail mix here. Get my energy levels up. I'll get on my way. Well, I'm just coming up to one of the many staging posts that they have along this trail. Every couple of miles or so, where there's water, you can refill your bottles, places to rest, bits of shade, and I think there's toilets as well. So certainly a very useful facility when there's well, during the summer months. But I've got tons of water with me now, so I'm all right. But I'm going to go and use the little boys' room. Good, but nice to get away from there. Loads of people, and lots of people saying good job. Well, you might just be able to see now down below where it just starts to level off. I've come from a very deep gully up there, and it just starts to level off down the bottom here, and I think that's the beginning of what's called, I'll put the actual wording up, but it's Indian Garden, and there's a campsite, hopefully a couple of miles away. Well, I think I'm here. See a little sort of ranger station, I think, and some signposts. So, done it. As I say, the interesting bit is going to be the climb out. So here we are. We'll see what it holds in store for me. Well, it's a stunning place. I didn't really know what to do, whether you just checked in at the ranger station or whatever, but you all you do is you pick one of these spots, and there are lots of sort of camping areas opening up there, and you just display the permit, which I was given in a little sort of perspex covered letterbox next to the camp spot you've chosen. So it's all very yeah, it's all very wild. Let's find a camper spot. Using my Gossamer gear, the one. I had terrible problems with condensation with this. I hope it's not as bad. I'll certainly be able to give it lots of ventilation because it's nice and warm. Trekking pole tent, let's get it up. Do one of these. Here we go. quick look at the loadout. Just got my sort of money and my pass to camp here. Got a towel, loads of food. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and got these adventure meals. So I've got granola, yellow curry, pad thai, breakfast skillet. I've got flaming hot jerky. I've got some trail mix, more trail mix. 2 coffees stolen from the hotel. Looking forward to trying these. An ice cream sandwich. Cup using the Jetboil stash. Got a water container. That's the top of my rucksack, which has got first aid kit and a few electronics. That's some merino wool inners, just in case I got cold. I don't think I will. There's some batteries for all the filming gear, loads of chocolate, and a towel. I don't know if I like this hat. Well, it's a great campsite, and what a backdrop to have. My tent with the looking up at the top of the brim there, it's just amazing. I've got my gossamer gear, the one tent that I mentioned earlier. I'm still not sure about pitching that one correctly, but it looks alright inside, which is the main thing. Inside I've just got my Neo Air Light sleeping mat, got my trusty Enlightened equipment quilt, got my 4-class pillow which I've covered with one of my jumpers. I'll grab that back if I get cold, and now it is time to make a cup of something, tea or coffee, and I'm going to try one of these. Ice cream sandwich. Let's get on with it. Deserved a cup of tea, I think. We have a very well-earned cup of coffee. Cheers. Don't know why I'm doing this, because it's far too soon. Actually, that's not too bad. Let's give this a try. Ice cream sandwich. I'm certainly not going to get a brain freeze with it. Taste of ice cream. That's incredible. Not that nice, but it actually tastes of ice cream. And after that walk, I'm pretty grateful for it. Well, I've had my ice cream sandwich, which was delicious. I had a coffee, and just to reflect on so far, I think the thing that amazed me about this place was when you set out and do a normal hike, you've normally got a target of something higher, than your starting point. And as you start the climb, you look down and go, oh, yeah, that's a nice view and so on. And then you get a bit further and you think, oh, the view's even better. And then you get to the top and you go, oh yeah, now it's even better. With the canyon, you drive up to it and you go through these trees and a lot of miles of very flat terrain, and suddenly it's there. And I think that's what absolutely blew my mind, that it's just, before you know it, you're looking down a mile, and it is absolutely breathtaking. It's probably the most moving sort of vista that I've ever seen. And to be able to walk down into about 3/4 of the way to the basin here and camp in this amazing, quite exclusive campground. There's only 22 pitches, and I was lucky to get here. Yeah, there's a number of people around. All 22 pitches will be taken, and in some pitches there's 4 or 5 tents, but considering how sought after this is, I'm feeling very, very privileged. And so I'm pretty tired now. It's only 1:30 in the afternoon, but I've been awake since sort of midnight, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a bit of a siesta in the tent. There are sort of hanging bars for your kit, and I believe the squirrels and lots of other little critters are very keen. Even if you haven't got open food or anything like that, they know to go and have a little search, and they will nibble away at whatever's in your bag if it's not put nice and high up. So I'll get some sort of orders at the camp, get my rucksack sort of hanging from that bar over there, have a little siesta, and probably talk to you before I have a bit of dinner. I've just had what you'd call a siesta, I think. I'm going to take a little walk and then explore. Well, I'm fading quite a lot. I've just tried to do a few little sleeps. It's now 5:10 in the evening watching. You don't really get a sunset here, but you get to see the sort of sun or the shade making its way up the rock face, and it's quite spectacular, the sort of colour changes. But I'm going to have some food now. I was a real toss-up between having pad thai or yellow curry, and yellow curry is one because I think I had pad thai at the camp only a couple of videos ago, so got some water on the go. I'll try this. Measured out the exact amount, so hopefully that will be alright. Probably going to wear this tonight, so I hope it doesn't get covered in yellow curry. There we go, 5 minutes. Smells good. Morning all, I'll keep my voice right down. Not a lot stirring at the moment at camp, it's still dark. Had a really good sleep, in fact 2 really good sleeps. Slept from about sort of 8 PM till 1, and then from about 1:30 till 5:30, which is really good for any sleeping in a tent for me. So I want to not be too late climbing out of the basin here. Well, it's not the basin, but on the way to the basin. But I'm going to have some breakfast. But I think I'll just wait until there's a bit more action around the camp and don't feel like I have to behave like a mouse.
But I'll speak to you soon. Wow. Didn't realise I had my head torch on, sorry. There's a Yorkshire cup of tea for you. Breakfast skillet today. I haven't decided to do what to do with the day yet. I've got the option of going back to the hotel in Vegas, but I don't really want to. I have a space at the campground at the top of the rim. It's an awful lot more, let's just say, developed than this place. So there's RVs there, I believe there's shop and so on, but I quite fancy, if I can get the stuff together, getting a little barbecue together and doing a nice big steak instead of these. Breakfast skillet, let's see. Quick look. Clever. Shredded potatoes, scrambled eggs, pork sausage, peppers and onion. No artificial flavours, no artificial colours, which surprises me. And obviously 2 servings. Great. This cup of tea, have a chat before I leave. Well, slight change of plan. I was all packed up, ready to go, and then just got chatting to one of the other people that were camping there, and couldn't decide whether to go straight back up or just take a little walk from this camp and then come back via the camp and go back up to the top of the rim. But apparently there's a place called Plateau Point, which is about 1.5 mile walk, and he said if you haven't been there you'd be daft not to go. And apparently you can look out over the Colorado River, and it's not to be missed. I've got the whole day, so I'm going to do it. That's me, lost for words. I'm at a place called Plateau Point, which is exactly 1.5 miles from the campsite. I'm actually kicking myself a little bit for not coming down here last night. I did notice that the campsite suddenly was very quiet and seemed empty, and I'm guessing people came down here for the sunset, which is a bit disappointing to have missed. But the worst thing is I could have maybe missed it this morning if it weren't for one of the people at the campsite saying, "Have you been to Plateau Point?" It's just an incredible sheer drop off this little promontory here, and you look right across the Grand Canyon down to the Colorado River below and up to the North Rim, and it is just absolutely stunning. It's the best view I've ever seen, ever. What a place. What a wonder. Well, that's it. Yeah, nothing else to say, really. Show you around to where I'm going now, hopefully my hand. But the walk, Indian Garden campsite, is over the ridge there and at the bottom of that gully, and then through a series of paths we just make our way through. You can still just see the shadow in the gully, which I'm going to make my way up to the top of the south rim, back to Grand Canyon Village. That's it. That's the Grand Canyon. Well, I'm back at the Indian Garden campsite now. I'm going to make my way up that gully and to the top of the south rim, where I'm going to book into the next campsite. Halfway back up. Well, that was the Grand Canyon, the Bright Angel Trail and the Indian Garden campsite. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, it was the choice between this or this. I know what I'd pick. So I've got one more night here, and here is the second night in record time. And that's it from me. I'll do a nice walk away from the camera from the little walk that I did this morning, but please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy the videos, and I very much look forward to seeing you again.